militant. Kill the mutant. Purge the unclean. It is better to die for the Emperor than to live for yourself.
No words have been spoken with more vehemence and fanatical devotion by Space Marines than those, with perhaps the exception of...
No pity, no remorse, no fear.
That's right, folks. It's Black Templars versus Thousand Sons in this 40K in 40 minutes. Greetings, 40K fans. JT the Voice here, and we've got a couple of firsts for you today. I ask you, what's better than a new Codex Day? Well, new Player Day, of course. Mubin gets to try out a new detachment from the brand new Thousand Sons Codex, and we introduce the latest member of Play On, our very own painter, Mitchell.
I'm the newest member of the team, hired on as a painter. Over the last 2 years, I've relentlessly spammed TAC with pictures of my Black Templars, work in progress pictures. In the end, he ended up hiring me.
Oh boy, new Codex Day. I have been waiting for this Codex for so long. Thousand Sons are back. We've got a brand new book. Am I ready to play this army? Today, I'm going to be bringing the Rubricae Phalanx. I'm embracing the love of all things Rubric and Scarab Occult Terminator, and we're bringing it all to the table. There's gonna be a lot of Rubrics, there's gonna be a lot of Terminators, there's gonna be some wizards scattered around, and of course, we're bringing the shiny new Sekhetar Robots. It's all the new goodies. I could not ask for more. This is so good. I want to give a big thank you to Games Workshop for getting us these rules and those shiny Sekhetar robots, giving us an opportunity to try them out, try the rules out in advance. My opponent today is going to be Mitchell. He's a new addition to the Play On studio, and he has a particular distaste against witches, as he calls them.
With my Black Templars dedicated to hunting witches, I thought it was going to be a great matchup for me and Mubin to play together. I've brought quite an aggressive list. I've got 2 dreadnoughts, a bunch of Space Marines inside vehicles to protect myself and get right up in Mubin's business. A lieutenant with Combi-weapon, kitted out like Van Helsing. He's my dedicated witch hunter. This being my first game on the channel, I've been really looking forward to this. This has been a long time dream of mine. I made sure to take my allergy meds so the dust won't be a problem today.
We're putting Victor dice on the line. Let's see what happens.
Today's mission is Terraform. Terraform is an action that completes at the end of your opponent's next turn or the end of the battle, and doing so marks that objective as Terraform. Each objective may only be terraformed once, and players will score 4 victory points for each objective marker they control starting on turn 2, and an additional 2 victory points for each objective marker they have terraformed during the battle, up to a maximum of 15 victory points per turn. Swift action will allow battle line units that advance or fall back to still be able to perform an action in that turn on a sweeping engagement deployment.
Welcome, Mitchell. It's your first time on the channel.
Yes.
When I first joined the team, I actually ran through a gauntlet. I had to play against all the Play On members. Today, you just get to fight for victory dice.
Awesome.
You excited?
Oh yeah, big time. I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Let's get this party started. Attacker defender roll. 2.
And a 6.
Ooh.
All
Do
right.
you want to be attacker or defender?
I'll be defender.
You get to actually deploy first.
So to start off, I'm gonna put a squad of intercessors right here on my home objective.
I'll see your intercessors with some man-bird goats, as I lovingly call Tzaangor. On my home objective here, we are treating all our ruins that have little jut-outs or the L's as a rubber banded footprint. So that means it'll go from here to here. So right now I'm behind, so you can't really see or shoot me. I'm okay with that.
Can Velsing, Combi Lieutenant, right inside this building here.
Couple of Sekhetar Robots.
Get them with some Outriders.
Let's throw in another squad of robots here.
Assault Intercessors with Emperor's Champion right on this flank here.
My first unit of Rubrics.
I'm gonna put a Redemptor Dreadnought.
Big 10-man squad inside the Rhino.
This Land Raider Crusader right in the middle here.
Terminators.
With my big tank here, that should be able to provide lots of firepower against those Terminators.
Ahriman and his friends. We're gonna start off behind these ruins here.
I'm actually done deployment.
So that means I can do the rest of it. Another unit of Tzaangors pop over here. And it does look very Jurassic Park-like. So this is the gate to Heretic Park. And then one last wizard and his friends.
Black Templars, they can take multi-meltas on every single one of their vehicles. So multi-meltas everywhere.
Because, you know, we have Ahriman, the Arch Sorcerer of Tzeentch, on the table anyways. He's got a funny new rule. He has the ability to now redeploy up to 3 units, and I can put them in strategic reserves if I want to. So first thing we're gonna do is take all these Terminators that you were so scared of, and off the table they go.
Oh, yikes.
This unit of Sekhetar, come away from here, and reposition over here. Last one's going to be the Rhino, just repositioning over to this side. My deployment is now done.
I have a unit of Terminators with a Chaplain attached to it. They're gonna be deep striking in. Got a Brutalis Dreadnought. That's gonna be walking on in strategic reserves.
Mitchell and Mubin are deploying very sneakily. They're both hiding back in their zones fairly deep. This one should be close, but we're gonna find out in a minute.
It's time to see who goes first.
I must bless the dice tray.
Oh no. Do you want to go first though?
Strategically, I think I'd like to go second, but the Black Templars in me just wants to charge in there as fast as possible, so I'd like to go first.
I actually want you to go first. Let's see what the dice have to say. Oh no, I have to go first.
Nice.
Good luck.
This episode is brought to you by Baron of Dice. At PlayOn, we love our Baron of Dice dice, and they make the best hand-swirled resin dice in the business. They've got logos of almost any possible faction you can imagine. In fact, you could even custom design your own like these sweet PlayOn branded dice. However, Baron of Dice is more than just dice. Not only do they have dice-related products like dice bags, tins, and trays, they have so much more. They've got game mats, objective markers, they even have army cases and terrain. Plus, from May 15th to May 25th, 2025, you can help celebrate the anniversary of their warehouse opening with 15% off site-wide. Please note these codes don't stack with any specific channel codes, and custom dice are excluded. However, everything else site-wide is 15% off. Just use promo code BARON between May 15th and May 25th and save, save, save.
So there's a few pre-battle things that we need to do.
Mubin's going to be going first here, and Tzaangors are scouting up. Mitchell drops his teleport homer down. That's going to allow his Terminators to rapid ingress into that for free as long as Mubin doesn't get too close to it.
My Black Templars, Righteous Crusaders detachment, I get to choose between one of 4 vows.
Mitchell's vow this game is going to be Abhor the Witch, Destroy the Witch. That's going to give him bonus against all the psychic units.
This should work really, really well against a Thousand Sons army that has psychers in almost every single unit. My Combi-weapon lieutenant, henceforth known as Han Velsing.
Han Velsing has chosen the priority objective as the far right objective.
All right, going into my turn 1. Tzeentch has willed that I must go first. We're going to take Tzeentch's blessing and we're going to do the best we can with this. Get a command point. Yay! Next, let's get some secondaries.
Moving secondaries are Area Denial and Cleanse for the first turn.
This was not a draw that I was hoping for on turn 1. That positioning with Han Velsing means area denial. At best, I only score a small area denial. I'll save it for a command point. I don't have to worry about counting up cabal points and doing all that fun stuff because all my rituals have been moved to the start of the shooting phase. Now, I can go right into movement. Let's get these Zangy boys.
Tzaangors move forward up the board. Sekhetar Robots moving on the right side objective.
The Rubrics will move forward.
Rhino moves up and hides behind the building in the middle. He's staging that one for the next turn, I think. Doesn't really want to give Mitchell a lot to charge, but also doesn't want to give him a lot to shoot.
So with that, movement's done. Don't really have any shooting to do here.
Not a lot of shooting for Mubin. Just going to cleanse 2 objectives. That's going to score him 4 points. End of his turn. Mubin's going to chuck Area Denial. Not a bad choice. Why put something forward to give a springboard for Mitchell to charge off of? 4 points on cleanse, 2 command points to Mitchell's 1 on to Mitchell's turn.
All right, here we go.
We both get a command point. I go to 3 and you're gonna go to 2.
Mitchell's pulled Engage on all fronts and Establish Locus.
So Establish isn't too bad. You can at least get the center.
I think this side of the board needs a lot more help than that side of the board. So I'm gonna put Oath of Moments on these Sekhetar Robots. All right, time for the Mubin phase. My bikes are gonna jet right up onto this objective here. And my intercessors, they have sticky objectives, so they're gonna start hunting for more objectives.
Intercessors advance, stringing out to protect his home. Han Velsing moves into the corner of the building, close to that middle objective. Land Raider moves up all the way to the center. Repulsor at the back of the board moves up.
Full of my Blade Guard vets, I feel like this side of the table needs a lot more support.
Right side Dreadnought into the trees. Impulsor onto that right objective. It's going to deny Mubin a lot of primary on his turn.
All right, with that, my movement phase is done.
Shooting phase now. Outriders firing into the Tzaangors. No effect.
My Land Raider can just peek around the corner here at your Rhino.
Multi-Melta. 6 damage to the Rhino. 3 wounds left.
They lost the repair function on the Rhino, so I don't even get to heal a wound.
Repulsor into the Sekhetar on the right objective.
Everything in them.
Thankfully, the Sekhetar Robots are surprisingly sneaky and they have stealth.
So they are my Oath of Moment target, and with this here, I am re-rolling to wound.
Ooh, defensive array does 3 damage. Mubin saves the rocket pod. Gatling cannon, 2 wounds. Multi-Melta, no damage.
Now for my final Heavy Laser Destroyer.
Big boom boom laser.
Hitting on 4s, wounding on 2s. Nice, that's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s, let's go.
Need those 5-ups again, come on. Double 1s. I'm going to spend one of my 3 command points to reroll. Nope, still fails.
That was a lot of guns to take down the 2 Sekhetar robots.
Should have just started with it.
I should have just started with it. But I wanted to roll all those dice.
It's the whole reason we play this game. We want to roll dice.
And Velsing will establish locus on the center objective.
That's everything. That's all of my shooting. So I've got one final thing. I'm gonna charge these Outriders right into those Tzaangors over there. Here we go. Oh,
They fail. Command reroll, and they're in. On the objective and all up in the Tzaangors' face.
this charge was extremely important so that I can engage in all fronts. Now, these bikes are pretty nasty on the charge. They're going to be hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. Only 4 wounds.
6 up invuls. I make none of them. What a surprise. 4 of them die.
Leftover Tzaangors pile in, hit back, no damage. Mitchell scores both of his secondaries for 2 points, takes him up to 4. It's a tie game as we head to Mubin's turn 2.
All right, ready to rock. I get a command point going to 3.
I'm gonna go up to 2.
And then secondary time.
Mubin has drawn Assassination and Bring It Down.
Bring it down is doable. Assassination is gonna be really hard to do though.
Rhino passes Battle Shock.
Fairly brave.
Doesn't matter if you pass your battle shock by an inch or a mile. Passing is passing.
4 points for holding his home objective is it. He's up to 8.
Let's get into the movement phase. Going to start with the Tzaangors moving. They're just gonna zone you out.
Rubrics and Exalted Sorcerer bail out of the Rhino.
Move them up.
That Rubric is touching the objective. That will let him be on it. Ahriman and his Rubric squad are moving up the board as well. Robots move up.
Exalted Sorcerer and all his Rubric buddies are gonna move into this terrain feature. I'm gonna leave you a bit of a pocket here.
Tzaangors try to fall back from the Outriders.
I'm gonna use command point, the no escape stratagem. On a 4+, you can't run away. Anything else, you take a desperate escape test.
It's a 4. They cannot run away. Oh, that's a shame. So now we are gonna go into reinforcements.
Terminators drop into the upper middle of the board, right in front of the big building.
This is a lot of anger, which is only gonna make me angrier. Oh man, Mubin put a giant 10-man unit of Terminators right in the middle. It's gonna be a huge bloody battle for the center objective.
Start of the shooting phase. Before we actually do shooting, we have psychic tests to take.
Oh, here comes the new Psychic phase. This is a bit of a change. No longer about Cabal points, it's about casting spells again.
So excited. This Exalted Sorcerer over here at your Land Raider, he's going to channel the Warp. He's going to use Destiny's Ruin against him. I reroll 1s to hit against you. If I get a 10 or higher, I reroll all hit rolls against you. No, he gets an 8. That's okay. So I'm gonna use this yellow dice to mark that I'm getting reroll 1s to hit against you. And I rolled no doubles, so no mortal wounds for me.
Sorcerer in the middle, doom bolting into the Land Raider.
I'm looking for an 11 or higher, because that way I can actually do D3 plus 3 mortal wounds. Nope, he gets a 4, fails, and the unit takes D3 mortal wounds.
Ooh, 2 mortal wounds. Kills 1 Rubric though.
2 mortal wounds to the tank.
Ahriman using Twist of Fate on the Land Raider. But the Rubrics take 3 mortal wounds for the Overcast, killing 2 of them.
all my guns will get an additional AP2 against that Land Raider. You have now 2 curse dice that I'm using.
That means my Land Raider is only on a 6-up save. Not too good.
All right, now let's do some real shooting.
Oh no.
Terminator's now firing everything into the Land Raider. Mitchell spending a command point here in Armor of Contempt. That will shrug one of the effects that it's under. 12 saves for Mitchell, takes 7 damage. 7 wounds remaining on the Land Raider. Here come the missiles. 3 more damage to the Land Raider.
4 wounds left.
Terminator Sorcerer doing his best Ann Wilson impression. Gaze of Hate. Oh, baby, if looks could kill. Rerolling damage here. 4 total damage because of the devastating wounds. Land Raider does not explode. One of the Crusaders does die on the disembark.
It was just a trainee.
Armand and the squad open up, and 1 initiate down. Soulreaper kills another. More shooting, another initiate. That's 3 dead from just Armand's squad shooting so far. Oh boy, here come the 10 rubrics into the Crusaders. 5 more down. Sergeant still on the objective.
I'm not done yet. Soul Reaper cannon. 6s are dev.
Soulreaper cannon takes him out. The Chaplain is alive.
Which means now I can let my wizards do the work.
Exalted Sorcerer into the Chaplain now. 11 damage. Oh, the Chaplain is dead twice over. Literally full-on Kansas dust in the wind. Hey, you know that's what happens when T-Sons die.
Over to this side of the table. I'm almost done shooting. The robots are just gonna shoot everything into the impulsor.
Flamers no damage. Melta's no damage. Missiles 3 damage. 8 wounds left on the impulsor. Rubric squad in the ruins. Everything into the impulsor. 7 wounds total, 4 devastating. Impulsor is on a single wound left.
Are you kidding me? Exalted Sorcerer and the 1 Rubric Marine here.
Can they down the impulsor?
Exalted Sorcerer, they're just greedy. They want the glory. He's gonna finish it off right here, right now. 5 shots. He drops 1. 5s, 6s are devs. Reroll it all. There's the 1/6 that I needed. Does it go boom?
Explodes! No.
And then everybody has to come out of the party bus.
1 wound to an intercessor on the disembark. Oh, what a turn to Ket bring it down.
Shooting phase went pretty good. It's a bold choice for you to throw those intercessors out there on that objective. And it now has me in a dilemma of whether I charge rubrics in and try to maybe spend a command point, precision out the Emperor's Champion. But because of your vow, it's a little tricky for me to do that. And I'm better at shooting than I am at combat. So I'm not going to declare any charges.
Ongoing fight here, Tzaangors and Outriders. Outriders kill 2 more Tzaangors, last 2 of them smack back, causing a single wound. Mubin scores his assassination, and he scores 6 on Bring It Down. That gives him 11 secondary to add to his force, 15 plus 4 primary, 19 to Mitchell's 4 as we head to Mitchell's turn 2.
So, start of my turn.
I get a command point, go to 3.
I'm gonna get my command point, and I'm going to draw my secondaries here.
Mitchell has pulled Extend Battle Lines and Sabotage.
Extend battle lines, which you're kind of doing already.
Oath of Moment on the rubrics in the middle.
No, my poor rubrics.
No battle shocks.
Mitchell is on 3 objectives to score 12 primary, takes him up to 16.
Gonna go right into the movement phase. Here we go.
Blade Guard out of the repulsor at the bottom of the map, moving behind that center building to hide. Repulsor moves up to the center, tying the objective control.
Run, Redemptor, run.
Deforestation from the Space Marines.
They're gonna sit tight though. Yeah, I'm gonna move these intercessors up. I think that's all my moving for now. Time for reserves.
I don't want them. Keep them away from me.
Terminators deep strike in next to the repulsor.
Time to do some shooting.
Our riders now shooting their pistols into the last 2 Tzaangors, and they go down.
The intercessors are shooting these Terminators over here.
No damage.
Han Velsing, he is going to be sabotaging in this terrain feature.
Terminators shooting the rubrics. No damage from the flamers. Bolters do nothing.
A whole bunch of nothing here.
Dreadnought shooting its rocket pods into the Sekhetar, and everything else into the rubrics. Nothing from the rockets. Gatling cannons into the rubrics. Aspiring Sorcerer down. Grenades now going into the Rubrik squad. 4 rubrics down and 1 wound remaining on one of the others.
Okay, so that means I think there's what, 995 left?
Repulsor shooting its big laser and the multi-melter of the robots, and everything else is going into those rubrics in the middle.
Why do my poor rubrics? Why do you keep picking on them like this?
They picked on me first. I'm gonna start with the robots here. Let's do the multi-melta. 1 hit, winning on 3s. That's 1.
5 up, involve. No.
Okay, D6 damage. 3.
1 lives with 1 wound.
I'm gonna shoot my heavy laser destroyer. Yes, 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That's 2 wounds.
Need those 5s. Oh, absolutely nothing. We're gonna try and spend a command point again. Try to keep my poor baby robots alive. Oh, it's another 1.
Yes.
Oh, would have loved to see what they can do.
We're gonna chalk it up to new model, newly painted syndrome. That's okay. Rest of the guns into the rubrics now.
Can the rubrics hold? Heavy bolters take down 2 more. Rocket pod, nothing. Gatling cannon, 1 more rubric.
Rubric, no.
So I think that is all the shooting that I can do. Time to go running, screaming, and punching. I'm gonna start here. These intercessors, they're gonna charge into the rubrics.
All right, so you need a 6-inch charge there. We measured this out earlier.
There we go. That's a nice 8.
I'm going to spend a command point on Unwavering Phalanx. That unit is going to have -1 to wound until the end of the turn.
The Outriders have failed to charge the Terminators.
That didn't work.
My Terminators are still free to move around and do horrible things.
Mazel's Terminators try to charge rubrics and they fail.
Man, I really want to do something really stupid right now. I want to charge my Repulsor Executioner into
And
those
tank shock
rubrics
it.
and tank shock them. Just so silly. Here we go.
Did he roll the 9?
No, I rolled a 4.
Oh, 4 should be fine.
Mitchell uses a command point here on Tank Shot, killing 2 of them. 1's left on a wound. Mubin spends a command point on Heroic Intervention
And the Terminators,
to charge into the tank,
it's extremely heroic.
but he rolls Snake Eyes and fails. Oh no! Fight phase now. Repulsor punching rubrics. He's driving over them. Kills the last one. Just the sergeant or wizard left in that unit. Repulsor does consolidate into the wizard. Emperor's Champion and his intercessors on the right side pile in and hit those hiding rubrics. 1 down. Champion hits him. Sorcerer takes 3 wounds, but is alive. Well, 2 wounds left. Power Fist now. That kills another rubric. Rubric fights back 1 damage. That kills an intercessor. Exalted hits, but the intercessor save. No damage.
Don't like that.
Wizard in the middle hits the repulsor, and he fails. Poor wizard. Well, that was definitely a turn. 5 points in extend, battle line, sabotage ongoing. 9 points secondary, 12 primary, 21 for Mitchell to 19 for Mubin after 2 rounds.
We're going into round 3. Mitchell still has a Brutalis Dreadnought that can sneak in, so I've got to be careful, and I've got to knock Mitchell off these objectives because he's just going to continue to score big primary if I don't. All right, round 3. I get a command point.
I get a command point.
Secondaries.
Mubin's pulled engaged at all fronts and marked for death.
Both not good options. Who do you want to mark for death?
Mitchell marks the Terminators, Van Helsing, and the Dreadnought.
I mean, Terminators I could probably deal with. I'm going to spend a command point on New Orders. I'll keep mark for death, because that also means that there is the threat of me potentially killing you, even if I don't discard it. Makes you think twice before you start pulling your stuff forward.
Bringing back a rubric on the right side.
Battle Shock. Rhino. He's a brave Rhino. Oh my god. I'm going to score 4 for primary. Brings me to 23 points. 23-21. It's still pretty close.
Overwhelming Force is his new secondary.
I got to kill things, and I got to kill things that are on objectives. So let's go to the movement phase.
Great.
Right side, Rubric Marines trying to fall back again. Mitchell using no escape.
Perfect. I was hoping you'd do that.
Cheeky. On a 4+, you don't run away. You do not run away.
Oh yeah, that's fine. They're more than happy to stay there. The Exalted Sorcerer over here can just fall back freely. He's gonna go into the Rhino. Why not?
Right side rubrics move up, get into the Rhino as well. Terminators close on the Outriders.
Ahriman and his boys also gonna scooch up. And the Rhino is gonna zoom over this way just to help zone things out a little bit nicely. Let's do the Psyker Casty Boom Boom stuff.
Here we go. Ahriman using Twist of Fate on the Repulsor and succeeds.
That's the big one. So AP2 against him again.
Terminator Sorcerer using Destiny's Ruin succeeds, but not on a full.
I'm still only re-rolling 1s. That's okay.
Sorcerer casts Doombolt on the Emperor's Champion, succeeds as well, and the unit takes 4 mortals, killing 2.
Shooting McShoot phase now. Actual shooting.
Shooting phase now, and Ahriman shoots the Repulsor, doing 10 damage. 6 wounds left. Terminator's in a Repulsor. Oh, that's a lot of shots.
You can stop there. It's destroyed.
No explosion, but it's down.
All right, so that's shooting.
Charge phase now, Terminators and Outriders.
I have no command points. It's a 6-inch charge. If I can make it, not only do I have a chance of pulling you off that objective, it also gives me another objective that you have to get me off of. Terminators, away! With a 9!
Terminators piling in and attacking the Outriders. Absolutely murders all of the bikes.
They got cut down by the Dusty Boys. And then ongoing.
Intercessors and Rubric fight continues. Intercessors no damage, champion hits, targeting the Exalted Sorcerer. Down he goes.
Yes!
One more Rubric dies after that. Aspiring Sorcerer hits the Intercessors, kills one. Mubin chooses not to consolidate.
Because that way if you twitch, I have Overwatch.
Mubin has scored 5 points on Overwhelming Force, taking him up to 28, and he's keeping Marked for Death. Very interesting. It's 28-24 as Sabotage completes for Mitchell as we head to his turn 3.
Great. So on my turn, we got command point.
Mitchell draws Bring It Down and Containment.
That's actually really great. It's time to choose an Oath of Moment target. The Terminators.
What a surprise. It's almost like you want them dead.
I think I can do it. I've got some tricks up my sleeve.
Only 4 points primary for holding his home objective takes him up to 28. We have a tie game, folks. The Blade Guard are getting fervent acclamation for free. They're going to choose a new vow, accept my challenge, and that will be in addition to the Destroy the Witch, Abhor the Witch, Kill the Witch, Burn the Witch, Witchy, Witchy, Witch, Witch, Poo.
Not one person has,
We have not terraformed.
if not terraformed.
Nope. We've just killed each other. No terraforming.
I'm gonna move these Terminators a whopping 5 inches right into the center.
Ham Velsing coming out of the building onto the center objective.
Oh, he's coming to fight Ahriman now. I see how it is.
Intercessors on the left side advance even more left, hopefully to charge the Terminators later. Mubin's putting a command point to overwatch them. Terminators shoot and kill 3. 2 remaining. Redemptor now moving onto the right objective. That Dreadnought could be trouble.
Emperor's Champion is gonna move towards the board edge.
Blade Guard move up, try to shoot Terminators.
I'm done moving, time for reinforcements.
Reinforcements in, the Brutalis comes in on Mubin's board edge, and he's squared off against the Termies.
And with that, movement phase is done. Shoot a clock. Han Velsing, he has a holy hand grenade. And he is going to throw that holy hand grenade right at Ahriman's face.
Ahriman's just gonna swat it out of the air.
6 dice looking for 4s. Here we go. 2.
So you'll kill one wounded rubric and another one has a damage on him.
The kit actually comes with a tiny little holy hand grenade. He has also got a Condemner bolt gun that is just the Combi-weapon. So he is within rapid fire, gets 2 shots. I'm gonna shoot him right in the face. You're a witch. I reroll hits and wounds. So hitting on 3s, 2 hits, and anti-psyker 4+, need 4s. Reroll wounds, cause you're a psyker. Nope, just 1, goes through.
Boom! Rubric got shot.
Mitchell's Terminators now into Ahriman and his Rubrics, no damage.
I've told you, Mitchell, you can't burn sand. It just turns to glass.
Redemptor Dreadnought shoots the Rubrics, 2 of them die, 1 remaining. Whew, Mitch shoots him 20 times. Down goes the wizard. Emperor's Champ containing. Left Intercessors also contain. Blade Guard shoot into the Terminators.
3 heavy bolt pistols. Ooh, 2.
They're good.
Captain has a heavy bolt pistol. He misses. Oath of Moment. He hits on 5s, misses. And then my lieutenant has a Volkite pistol. He misses. Oath of Moment. Hits. And strength 5. That's a wound.
They say no.
Brutalis shoots the Rhino. Rhino down. Rhino explodes. 2 Tzaangors in the back die. One of Ahriman's Rubrics die. And a wound on a Rubric when it disembarks.
That was probably the best thing I could have asked for. Airman's squad is dwindled down to almost nothing. I've got 2 squads doing containment. I've got Bring It Down. It's on to the charges.
Blade Guard successfully charged Mubin's Terminators. Brutalis tries to charge, fails.
As much as I want Han Velsing into that squad, I don't want him to go alone. Charge the Terminators first, because if they don't make it, I don't think I'm gonna send them in. 9 inches for these Terminators, here we go. Yes!
And Terminators into Ahriman.
Great, and now Han Velsing.
He's gonna stay there.
Oh my God.
He stayed there, didn't he?
He's just gonna watch, I guess. This was supposed to be a climactic fight. Okay, I think that's all my charges.
Terminators fight into Ahriman and friends. Just the character Ahriman left.
He lives with 2 wounds remaining.
Oh, I needed Han Velsing!
Blade Guard into the Terminators. 9 Terminators died. Wow! Just 2 Sorcerers left.
Wow. It's the anti-psyker. That's huge.
Terminator sorcerers are hitting back now. The wizard kills 3 blade guard.
Wizards!
Ahriman fights into Mitch's Terminators. 1 Terminator dies. What the deuce?
The Bonk of Doom. Wow. That was a bloody turn.
That was a bloody turn. Bring it down for the Rhino.
For 2 points?
2 points, and I have contained.
For 6.
That was some seriously overperforming blade guard there. They just did work. It's 36-28 after 3 full turns for Mitchell. On to Mubin's turn 4.
Round 4, Mitchell. I get a command point.
I get a command point.
Mubin still has Mark for Death, pulls containment. Oh, earlier that'd have been great. Command point on new orders. He's gonna drop containment. Terminators pass battle shock, so does Ahriman. He does score 4 points on primary. He draws no prisoners as his second secondary.
Kill. Kill. Kill.
That has a lot of great synergy with Mark for Death.
Because you have 2 really juicy Mark for Death targets now for me. Captain and his buddy. Han Velsing's out in the open now. Probably gonna ignore the Redemptor, because that's gonna be a little difficult. So let's go into the Mubin phase.
Tzaangors at the top of the board, shuffling a little bit. Rubrics at the top of the board, moving closer to Ahriman. Ahriman again tries to fall back here. Mitchell no escapes him.
He gets to run away, but he has to take a desperate escape test.
On a 3-up, he makes it. 3.
Barely passes, but he does get away. And Velsing is going to evade and survive here, hopping into the center building.
Go into the shooting phase.
Psychic time, here we go. Exalted Sorcerer, Twist of Fate on the Terminators. Ooh, his squad takes 3 wounds. He kills 2 of his own Rubrics. Exalted Sorcerer using Destiny's Ruin on Mitch's Terminators. Kinda goes off. Not as good as he'd hope. Sorcerer Terminator armor, Doom Bolts Lieutenant. 2 damage to his own squad.
Aspiring Sorcerer has a wound left. You're taking D3 plus 3 mortal wounds on the Lieutenant. So there's 1 no prisoner so far. So let's shoot things.
Oh, that lone Exalted Sorcerer now shoots the Terminators, 1 down. The other Sorcerer, with his Rubrics, shoots the Terminators, kills 1 more.
Let's do some charging.
Just the lone Exalted Sorcerer charging the Terminators here. The other Sorcerer also gets in.
And we're just gonna go into fighting.
Wizard, no damage. Exalted Sorcerer, 1 damage. Captain hits Mubin's Terminators for nothing. Terminators hit back. Captain down.
And they're going to consolidate onto that objective.
Mitch's Terminators fight into the Sorcerer's Rubrics. 2 Rubrics die. Mubin hangs on to Mark for Death and scores 4 points on no prisoners. Puts him to 36. He's tied it back up, but Mitchell's got bottom turn.
All right, start of your turn. I get a command point.
I get a command point.
Behind enemy lines and defend stronghold are drawn,
That looks pretty good for me.
and 8 points on primary. Oath of Moment is the Exalted Sorcerer who still has a single rubric left.
Movement phase.
I know Overwatch is coming. I'm scared, but not that scared.
Redemptor through the trees. Emperor's Champion in a Mubin's deployment zone. Brutalis closes on the Terminators. Intercessors up. Command point on Overwatch with the Intercessors. 1 down, and they're tied for objective control on that far left objective. Ham Velsing hops out of the building again. Shooting phase now. 1 command point. Intercessors throw a grenade at the Terminators. Ooh, kills 1 and brings one of the Wizards to 3 wounds. Brutalis into the lone Terminator. Kills the last of the Terminators.
Redemptor Dreadnought is going to shoot Ahriman.
And Ahriman is also down.
That is it for Ahriman.
Charge phase now. Emperor's Champion reaches the Tzaangors on their objective.
Yes!
And Velsing charges into the Sorcerers, still manages to stay on the objective.
And that's all my charges.
Where do you want to fight first?
Emperor's Champion sweeping into the Tzaangors, only 3 dead.
The power of Siege protects. Pitiful Emperor's Champion.
Ham Velsing stabs the Wizard for 1 damage. Wizard bonks him back for 3.
1 wound remain.
Ah!
Terminators kill the solo Sorcerer. Chaplain kills a Rubric, and a Sorcerer on 3 wounds left. 3 points on secondary with Defense Stronghold ongoing. Nobody's got command points. Mitchell's up to 47 to Mubin's 36.
Start of 5. Oh boy. Let's see what my next secondary is.
Mubin's got Marked for Death and Defend Stronghold. Command point for new orders. 4 points on primary.
Let's see what my new last secondary is. Extend battle lines. Okay, I have 1 last play here. If the Exalted Sorcerer survives, I can make it onto that objective. I try to Doombolt Han Velsing, which gets me Marked for Death. End of my turn, I'll also get Extend Battle Lines, because I'm holding my home and I hold 1 in No Man's Land. So it actually scored me 10 points.
I'm gonna spend a command point, no escape.
Oh, come on.
Yes!
Spends his command point on no escape. That has been clutch for him.
I have to.
I know.
I have to.
Roll that one.
All right.
Yeah!
Ah, no.
Witchcraft! Now, I just need to roll a 3 or higher. If I fail this, it's GG. If I don't, I have a chance. Desperate escape, it's the model dies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's see if Tzeentch wills this. 3 up. It's a 1.
Yes!
Good game, buddy.
Good game.
Defense Stronghold will complete. That is going to be a final of 60 to 50 for your winner and Righteous Crusader Mitchell. What an absolutely fantastic back and forth game. Well played, gentlemen.
Yes.
I have to give you these. The victor dice.
I finally have my first set of victory dice.
Well done, Mitchell. That was a heck of a game. We kept it close.
That Thousand Sons army is brutal. That was an extremely bloody battle. He really had me sweating in the first half there. I want to thank the rest of the production team. I'm very excited to be working with everybody here.
Thank you again to Games Workshop for giving us the Thousand Sons Codex and these beautiful new Sekhetar robots. Mitchell did a fantastic job painting them up. He did a pretty good job beating them up as well. Until we see you next time, play on.
Make sure to check out the link in the description below or go to baronofdice.com and use code BARON to save 15% from May 15th to 25th, 2025. And of course, a great big thank you to you for watching this video. If you like what we do, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. If you really like what we do, please consider supporting us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40K community around. That's it from all of us here at the Play On Studios. On behalf of them, it's me, JT the Voice, saying, till we see you next time in the far-flung future of a grim, dark universe, play on. Crusading over the bounding main. Let's go kill the witches. Burn the witches. Hey, I wonder if Black Templar is going to say,